Can you hear me now? It's not quite my condenser mic. Way good today. Sorry if I missed anybody. Don't expect that I am missing anybody. Anybody who I missed, you could, message me if there was something to talk about. The messaging really is the more efficient way versus trying to like post up and be, present for whoever might show up. Um, and like step by step building up an audience. That's not at all what my intention is here. I'm not a performer. A lot of performers will want to, um, set up shop and slowly build, and they imagine themselves in the lifestyle of performing. I don't expect anyone to be performing, which says a lot of people. So bright, huh? There we go. That's much better. And then I got one more light. I'll do this one too as well. Anyways, yeah, so um, same as it has been. Nothing seems to be developing. Time to just find a job, keep working. Please get my health insurance covered. Stop this cheating to savings. At least it's been a good. It has already been a couple months. It actually has been a couple months because I I started doing it before I was gone. I really knew it as soon as they brought the other guy in, the guy who took my job, like senior. They brought him in, and it's like, I'm probably be working here much longer. And that was when I started. I got this thing so much. Keep dropping stuff. Because I'm moving everything around all the time, back and forward, place to place. Yeah, no. How's that look? At least it's lit. But yeah, so news, everything is just slowly progressing. AI is absolutely taking over industry. A lot of companies have frozen hiring, finances are shifting for dealerships, for a lot of businesses. Banks are starting to use more analytics to determine whether or not they'll loan. We are going to see just a tremendous shift. Everybody's going to try to get back to a position that they understand. There's just not enough spots for 80% of the people who are going to try and do that. The spots are going to keep disappearing. That's just not going to, there's no way around it. The numbers are clear, I'm afraid. That's what I've thought for many years. But, who's worried about it? Anyways, so my check-ins, and I want to keep an eye. My friend Alice is doing a stream tonight. I want to catch it. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope life is good. Um, every day above ground is a blessing. Just living is incredible that the universe comes together in the form of a human being. Even if you don't like certain aspects about yourself, it's still pretty incredible. What happens if I turn? Because now it's a lot less back, but it's still kind of just washed out, isn't it? And there's like light reflecting off of me. It seems like the light's too bright. So yeah, I just think, well, and I need another USB. I'm not typing anything right now, so I can set it up. But no, I don't even care. You can believe me or not on the tarot stuff. I've done a whole bunch of readings in front of the camera, and I'm trying to document, make it clear in the data that it was a legitimate draw, um, as in I didn't do anything to try to manipulate the outcome. Um, what's really impressive about that, not enough people are smart enough to really comprehend, I guess, I think. Anyways, anyways, this will be a short stream. Be shocked if anybody shows up. Anyways, and then I can catch up to my homie and chill. Something I want to do. I don't know what I want to do though. Life is different when you live to a purpose. Changes everything. Changes what matters. And once what matters to you changes, every thought changes. The chain of thought, the things which we watch out for, things we stop looking for. As that changes, our behaviors change, and it translates to a difference in our life over time. A big one. But yeah, no, I had my moment in Hashland. I have been in outer space, slowly coming out of it. What am I going to do next with my life? What do I even want to do? What desire have I accomplished? The cessation of desire. If I've ceased desire, then what's next? Why worry? Why worry about anything? A lot of it, especially if you're a thinker, a lot of people who spend the time learning how to think become very bitter about other people not spending that time doing said practice. Um, Bitterness is just foolish. Your bitterness kind of sits in your spirit and just begins costing you wellness. As soon as you have it, as soon as you begin suffering it, you begin losing your wellness. And who wants that? Not me, not me. Anyways, I got to figure out a way to get more constructed myself, I guess. I got to reach out in the world and take something if I want something. But what do I want? What is my actual desire? When you can see clearly and you notice that nothing is as good as anyone makes it seem, and most everybody comes with a big pile of issues. One way or another, they just love to spend or they love to break. They are emotionally fixated on their navel for their entire lives. And if you choose to stick with them, you get to join them celebrating their navel for the rest of your life, which is just not that cool. Okay, so here's how we do it on camera. First, I'm going to draw out of the middle. Boom, boom, boom. And I want just 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll leave these two over here. Boom, boom. So, first card is on top. The Hermit reversed. Second card, 5 of Wands. Third card, the Empress reversed. Fourth card, 2 of Wands reversed. Fifth card, the Empress. Sixth card, 7 of Cups reversed. Seventh card, the Sun. Eighth card, 5 of Pentacles. Ninth card, Ace of Pentacles. 10, final card, the Lovers. Ooh, I like the Lovers. This is good. This is what I've been waiting to see in the tarot. See if it ever translates to something in my actual life. A person who I can have a true, deep relationship with. That will be wonderful. Whatever happens for me. Somebody who doesn't think it's bizarre. So it starts off with the Hermit reversed. That is not cool. Concealment, disguise, policy, fear, unreasoned caution. This is the me hiding away from everybody. 5 of Wands, the opposition. Material trouble above all, whether in the forms illustrated, that is just destined, 5 of Wands, not Pentacles. I'm sorry. So it's not right. Imitation, for example, sham fight, the strenuous competition, struggle, search after riches and fortune, hence symmetry. That is a card of gold, gain, opulence. The opposition is the struggle, even appearing like I'm part of the struggle, which maybe I'm being very honest and at this point telling everybody a lot of things about the real situation of my life. A lot of people that are 40 are not net positive financially. Most people are not net positive financially. How do you know if someone else is net positive? You can tell by their financial habits, I think. Some people who are net positive also have really stingy habits, but nobody who is net negative has a magnanimous nature, is eager to give stuff away. A lot of people give stuff away, but so long as you're in the bean counter mode, it's all about, is the exchange commensurate. And it actually leads to a lot more trouble than it does reinforce or, serve any relationship. It leads to expectations, which broken expectations lead to frustrations, lead to fights, lead to resentment, leads to stress. So many people in relationships are so incredibly stressed on a constant basis. Anyways, opposition is avoiding the fight. And that's, maybe there is no fight. I mean, it's the Hermit there. It's like, not even necessarily real threats, but, Okay, the Empress, usually I put the third over it. Empress reversed. So this is the one says it's conscious, and then there's also the highest that you can arrive at. as the Empress reversed. Light, truth, the unraveling of involved matters. Public, rejoice. Also, according to the reading, vacillation. I've stayed true. At any point, we can revisit any part of the journey. It's all been square, as best as I can manage. I am human. I'm fallible. If I was wrong, let's find out. Let's dig it out. I'm curious to find it because I'm not aware of it yet. And the more I learn, the more I'm served by my time here. What I have to work with: surprise, wonder, enchantment, emotion, trouble, fear. I keep getting readings like this. The past was the Empress, and we have the Empress twice because the Empress reversed. Yeah. So the past is the Empress upright. Fruitfulness, initiative, action, long days, long destiny, alone, difficulty, doubt, ignorance. Seven of Cups reversed. This isn't even a happy. Yeah, Seven of Cups sucked. I hate Seven of Cups. Fairy favors, nonsense. Desire, will, determination. Oh, okay. My desire comes ahead. There will be a project, maybe. That would be nice. Just requires resources and people paying attention. And let's talk. I'm willing to communicate in such a transparent medium because I care so much about the topic matter. But I will talk to you on Discord, in your Discord. We can private message, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not trying to offend people. I'm not trying to exercise ego. Let's have real conversations, discuss the changing times, and figure out the best way for us all to collectively navigate this disruption that we're in the middle of. What I am in the reading is the Sun, material happiness, fortunate marriage, contentment. Once I get there, I don't feel very materially happy. Five of Pentacles, and the surroundings of material trouble above all, whether it is a form illustrated, that is destitution or otherwise. For some card message, card of love and lovers, wife, husband, friend. These alternatives cannot be harmonized. I think the material trouble is the surroundings. Everybody's in a lot of mess right now. Be kind to yourself. Hopes and fears, perfect contentment, felicity, ecstasy, also speedy intelligence, gold. And finally, the lovers, which is my card, the one thing that I've sought my adult life for so many fucking years. Attraction, love, beauty, trials overcome. Well, every time I do a reading, it's this right now. Like I'm waiting for something. And how long am I supposed to wait? How long am I supposed to not even have an answer? Just busy myself with nonsense. I'd rather be a job than do nothing. Doing nothing is just crazy. I got family need. I need to borrow a lot of money. Speaking of, let me check to make sure that he has deposited some back. I'm thinking I would have probably been alerted. Nothing yet. Well, I don't want to. So the reason I'm willing to even do it, okay? Talking about it and being it, the left hand should know what the right hand is doing. When you help somebody, it should be selfless. I've done a lot of things in my life that have been truly selfless that I'll never get any credit for. A lot of times the right thing just alienates you from the entire camp. because the person that you're trying to help has an easy way back in. And then they have to make a choice. Are they going to head away from the camp with you, or are they going to stay with the camp? Because if they're going to stay with the camp, they're in their political reality. They're always angling and maneuvering themselves to get whatever it is they imagine there is available in that state. Personally, I don't see value there. I think that it's all fruitless. People are only as valuable to your interests as they are reliable, as they're willing to show up. How much else, right? Many things go into how a resource fits in a team. Every day, guys, invert. I think, yeah, you should be able to see what I do. I can't see chat. Ready to this for a minute. Every day, just let gravity help you out. This is just wellness stuff, guys. Pilates will have you do circles, stuff like this. Stuff like this. Just do it several times a day. And that, like in an exercise routine, you do something very formulaic, where you're just doing a motion. Stop doing motions. Motions are the beginning. You start with motions. Then you get to a point to where I can move and do a little diagnostic check. And I can feel where there's spots to work on my legs. And versus going in a motion, which is generic motion, certain motions will hit most of the bases. You go for a jog, you're hitting a bunch of stabilizers, even though you're not really seriously hitting many to the side. You're mostly lateral, or mostly, I'm not sure what that's called, mostly forward and back. You're on a jog. But we don't need to take any exercise or motion through things versus tearing any part of my body down. I no longer try to tear down any part of my body. That's really just how I've been living for over a decade now. I didn't have any health insurance when I was like 28 to 30. There's about 2 years where I didn't have any health insurance. And during that time, I just did a daily analysis, a daily risk analysis of harm to my body, potential harm from stupid behaviors. You know, car accidents were up there. Car accident will really fuck up your day. But we can think about risk in several ways, and there's those acute risks where you get in a car accident, get injured, or get hit by a falling debris, something like that. Then there's also like risks over time. And a lot of people don't take seriously the small steps every day to take stress out of their lives and keep their life running well. This is large part of why I'm single, is that most people are so dysfunctional. They stress themselves and everybody around them. The more that a person's like integrated in their high school clique, more their life is still determined by approval of other people who have literally, for the most part, no bearing on the course of their lives. People just choose to follow a certain person as children, and they never grow out of it. Not all of us have such simpering, easy lives where we're able to stumble through and just dumb dumb choices based on what we're habitually conditioned to, right? Like if your whole village gets burned, you can't do that. And a lot of times home villages don't have much in the way of actual resources. So point is, all I'm doing here, and this up in here, this is an important point right here for shiatsu, for this meridian point. And what I'm doing is gravity is pulling juices from my leg, and they're pulling at the lower parts of my leg because that's what liquids do in a flexible container. In the presence of gravity, the liquids will drain them. And I'm just draining things that, my toes, when I was driving, my feet are stuck underneath me. They just don't, what goes down has to get pumped all the way back up, which for blood, that'll happen. But it doesn't happen for the endocrine. It doesn't happen for, I believe there's several systems that are involved. But in Eastern medicine, it's your chi, getting your chi to flow. I'm just taking advantage of the conservative field around me. And if I went to a masseuse, I could spend $90 an hour, maybe an hour and a half, usually is for a shiatsu. But $90 for an hour to have somebody hold my leg up and shake it and tap it a couple times. And then I just would lay there and do nothing. And that's what makes it a massage versus, that's what I notice is the difference between getting a full-on shiatsu massage and just doing this shit myself. And the thing is, you go to get that massage, and you leave, you go home, and you are then sitting in a chair or couch doing nothing. If instead you alter your whole life to things like what I do, right? Like, why do I have a standing lifestyle? I have one couch that I got because my dad visits. I don't have upholstery. I just got rid of it. All that stuff, the trappings of Western culture, the living room, like what the fuck is a living room for? I have seen so many set up shitty fucking plastic living rooms. So many stupid fucking living rooms that have literally always been empty. Like 3 times a year, my giant family manages to make use of a fucking living room because it's a holiday. We buy furniture, we put a whole room in the house that has hardly any fucking use, and it's in every house. And then they just travel back and forth to each other's houses and look and compare, and they just try to keep up with the Joneses. They live the most inane fucking existence. It's disgusting. It's hard to talk to those people. A lot of them are family. Point is, they end up sick because they're occupied with other shit when not even having money, not even having tremendous resources, that you just invert every day and you eat well, you fast periodically, you don't become a sugar junkie, you take your multivitamin, these basics. You do these things. And they're things that I was telling people to do in my early 20s, and they all thought I was stupid. Now they wonder why it is that I'm not aging and they're all looking haggard. You don't want to look haggard, people. And once you do, what can you fucking do about it? Except for hate people who made better choices. Those are the people that I don't mind crushing. I feel like it's a public service to torture them and remind them of their failures and give them a target. Pimp those haters. Anyways, point is your wellness matters. Eat right, get your sleep, um, and do your inversions and stuff. And be good. Be good. Yeah, no chance. I'm good. Don't even worry about it, dudes. We're not really gonna do anything until people want to actually do something. People will show up, gaslight. So nothing's happening. That's the way to do it. So the question becomes, is my team really trying to help me out? Is it just telling me to waste all my time? Or am I just really enjoying my time off work? Yes. I tell you what, it's a different lifestyle. Even how casual my work life has been, it's a very different lifestyle. Here's my lucky coin now. Let's see. That's 1923. True silver dollar. Mint quality. It's worth about $35. But as you see with like my tarot deck and other things, this is my grandpa bought this a long time ago, passed down to me. I've got more coins. This one is the one that I chose to pull out, and it's 23, which is what happened in 1923. It's like right before the World War. Mount Etna, Great Kanto earthquake. Insulin was introduced. The first baseball game is played on April 18th at Yankee Stadium. Warner Brothers, Louis Armstrong, first Yankee Stadium. Southeastern Michigan receives a record 6 inches of snow in May. Mm-hmm. Walt Disney Company. First fraternity. But yes, no, you just flip them to get some information. When there's not another person in your life to bounce ideas off of that you can really count on in that way. And there are people who are great in a lot of ways, but everybody's obligated elsewhere. I got to figure this stuff out myself. Anyway, I'll read Nietzsche again because that last Nietzsche reading was awesome. Very great reminder, very timely for what's going on. To not that to lose the money that I loaned out does not mean I'm not a whole person. Extending a chance is something that is magnanimous. And while I can say that to many other people, it's very different when it's, hundreds of dollars of your own money and it's your neighbor and God, everything he says, he falls through on me. We'll see where it goes. But the point is, in the exercise, it teaches me to stay humble, reminds me to stay in control, reminds me that things are not always what they seem, that, uh, you can't loan money that you need to get back, um, which this isn't. It's pissing through money like you wouldn't believe. I got to stop doing it. So, anyways, yeah, right here. 8. So let's just re-roll it. We're going to use actual numbers here. 4. Okay. 407. 407. Friedrich Nietzsche, the Antichrist. Okay. 29. The point that concerns me is the psychological type of the Savior. This type might be contained in the Gospels, in spite of the Gospels, and however much it may have been mutilated or overladen with foreign features. Just as that of Francis of Assisi is contained in his legends in spite of his legends. It is not a question of the truth concerning what he has done, what he has said, and how he actually died, but whether his type may still be conceived in any way, whether it has been handed down to us at all. The attempts which to my knowledge have been made to read the history of a soul out of the Gospels seem to me to point only to disreputable levity in psychological matters. M. Renan, that buffoon in Psychologus, has contributed the two most monstrous ideas imaginable to the explanation of the type of Jesus, the idea of the genius and the idea of the hero. But if there is anything thoroughly unevangelical, surely it is the idea of the hero. It is precisely the reverse of all struggle, of all consciousness of taking part in the fight that has become instinctive here. The inability to resist is here converted into morality. Resist not evil, the profoundest sentence in the whole of the Gospels. Their key in a certain sense. The blessedness of peace, of gentleness, of not being able to be an enemy. What is the meaning of glad tidings? True life, eternal life has been found. It is not promised. It is actually here. It is in you. It is life and love free from all selection or exclusion, free from all distance. Everybody is the child of God. Jesus does not by any means claim anything for himself alone. As the child of God, everybody is equal to everybody else. Fancy making Jesus a hero. And what a tremendous misunderstanding the word genius is. Our whole idea of spirit, which is a civilized idea, could have had no meaning whatever in the world in which Jesus lived. In the strict terms of the physiologist, a very different word ought to be used here. We know of a condition of morbid irritability in the sense of touch, which recoils shuddering from every kind of contact, and from every attempt at grasping a solid object. Any such psychological habitus reduced to its ultimate logical conclusion becomes an instinctive hatred of all reality, a flight into the intangible, into the incomprehensible, a repugnance to all formulae, to every notion of time and space, to everything that is established, such as customs, institutions, the church, a feeling of at one's ease in a world in which no sign of reality is any longer visible, a merely inner world, a true world, an eternal world. The kingdom of God is within you. Wow. So his story that over time, as context changes, what's going on in society, what is a norm, social norms, we're watching them rotate on us right now. And in this, the Antichrist he's directly attacking religion and a lot of the um, Western thought process. In the preface, this book belongs to the very few. Maybe not one of them is yet alive. I am only too well aware of the condition under which a man understands me, and then necessarily understands. Sometimes I get the comment where people acknowledge that we live such a fundamentally different way because I'm not just a talker in this format. I am a notorious pain in the ass. I speak my mind. I just do. And if something is being lost or wasted, then I think that's a gift. Um, so in here, Yeah, because Jesus does claim equality. So as people lift him up, they're missing the point. Like you're not supposed to lift him up. He's saying, get your ass up. Do something. Do anything. And like just sitting there and kissing his ass like you would Michael Jackson or any other of these plastic fake ass pop stars um, is not anything but a bizarre, widespread characteristic of these sheeple. And they're running away from what's real, and they understand everything, as I said, based on that political thing. It's because of their hope to wrangle support, because they care, but they don't have anything of value that they can hold above the crowd. True knowledge stands out above the crowd, and you don't need to kiss ass anymore. You shouldn't. You damage knowledge as you kiss ass. You shouldn't kiss ass to begin with. You should have some character. Jesus fucking Christ. 207. Okay, that was 407 before. I'm going the Dalai Lama book just so I get something happier because that was confounding. Wouldn't you guys say? Meditative reflection. Bring a friend to mind and cultivate 3 levels of love. 1. This person wants happiness but is bereft. How nice it would be if he or she could be imbued with happiness and all the causes of happiness. 2. This person wants happiness but is bereft. May she or he be imbued with happiness and all the causes of happiness. 3. This person wants happiness but is bereft. I will do whatever I can to help her or him to be imbued with happiness and all the causes of happiness. Now cultivate 3 levels of compassion. 1. This person wants happiness and does not want suffering. It is stricken with terrible pain. This person could only be free from suffering, the causes of suffering. 2. This person wants happiness and does not want suffering. It is stricken with terrible pain. May this person be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. 3. This person wants happiness, does not want suffering. It is stricken with terrible pain. I will help the person. Okay, total commitment. Cyclic existence is a process driven by ignorance. Repeating yourself, repeating the situation. I repeat myself because I'm the catalyst, and I do it. If I'm engaging your entire fucking community, if there's 30 people on your side and there's me on the other side, okay, I'm not in a cycle. I'm running the fucking game. I'm running everything. I'm worth 30 people. You can measure a person by the opposing side. It's a really smart way to understand actual capacity once you stop assigning a blanket equality to people, because not many people can stand up for anything. And they live cyclic existences of breaking down in the face of political force. I deny it, which always sends me down a new road. It's always something new. It's not as well attended, but it's healthier. Because psychoexistence is a process driven by ignorance, it is realistic for me to work to achieve enlightenment and to help others to do the same. Even if I have to do it alone, I will free all sentient beings from suffering and the cause of suffering, and set all sentient beings in happiness and its causes. One by one, bring to mind individual beings, first friends, the neutral person, and enemies, starting with the least offensive, and repeat these reflections with them. It will take months and years, but the benefits of this practice will be immense. I don't think so. I never did anything like that. I think the message there is true, and this may be how a monastic reached it. It's not necessarily how a young person of today, me or other people, will reach it. The Dalai Lama was taken as a child and directed in this way. I was directed to be one of these really shitty white dickheads. I was directed to be selfish, to be violent, to be cruel, to be stupid, to be daft, abusive, um, sinful, arrogant. Be confident, right? That way you can gaslight the stupid trash women. I just don't play any of that game myself. And but the point is, you will life is incredible. There's like things that are very difficult to put out in words, and those are the things that really do translate to a long, happy life. And we should be doing this because the situation is so bad. Most people aren't getting that. The situation's bad. We can fix a lot. We just actually have to work on the problem. So, anyways, man, my cheeks getting big. Why are my cheeks so big? I lose weight. Better camera. Better camera angle maybe next time. Anyways, not even an hour this time, but the check-in's done. You guys, I mean, I just repeat myself, right? Maybe if I figure out something to do to hang out with people, or I'm not sure what it is. I'm thinking I might try to start doing a traveling in-person promotion thing. That might be a lot of fun, but it'll be a different, I'll launch an entirely different thread for that. So you guys may not even be able to, maybe you'll find me again if I get on the camera. Anyways, um, everybody take care. God bless. And let's fix the world because there's no reason we're not more productive. Nobody can do it by themselves. You've got to listen, you've got to care, and you really contribute by encouraging other people to care as well. Like give a shit about what's happening to Earth and to the wildlife and to the children at the southern border and to the Russians and to the Ukrainians and to the Palestinians and to the Israelis, to all human beings. Most of them are going to try to tell you what should happen. There's a lot of false prophets. We got to cut through it. Not sure how that's going to happen. I look forward to it. If anybody has any ideas, let me know.